Line them up, line them up, line them up, line them up. We got Ben Simmons. Big matchup here. Ben Simmons versus Anthony Davis. The 2-3 matchup in the region. If you have ever wondered what two basketball Godzillas, or you can't have two Godzillas, I guess it's Godzilla versus Ghidorah, you're about to watch it. Because all this tournament, we've been talking about these point forwards, the guys, the swingmen, the crazy athleticism that can play on the perimeter. Well, guess what? You've got the two guys here that are probably at the top of the table in terms of defensive player of the year. Everything you can talk about. So Justin, let me know what's up with spreads, over-unders, initial thoughts.
Anthony Davis ends up as a 3.5-point favorite, over-under of 17.5. You mentioned it, two of the three best on-ball defenders in the league right now. Really even match in terms of height and weight. And we just saw Anthony Davis come off a defensive clinic in round 2 against had 9 blocks against Middleton. Middleton shot 2 of 22 from the field. I mean, just totally balled him up. So Ben Simmons out to a quick 3-1 lead right now. We haven't quite seen Davis put on the clamps, but I expect it to be coming pretty soon here.
Hard foul. I love it. Here in the Sweet 16, no easy buckets from the potential defensive player of the year. Now, I made the Godzilla Ghidorah reference there, and let's remember, Godzilla didn't technically lose to Ghidorah, but it was the biggest fight that he ever had during the anthology of Godzilla. So Ben Simmons is doing what has gotten him here to this point, which is dribbling the ball out as far as you can go, revving up the engine, and trying to get to the rack. And that's right there. He is the one guy that can get away with doing that against the great Anthony Davis. It is Ben Simmons, like he has NOS cannons strapped to his quadriceps. And if he's going to make Anthony Davis settle for those fadeaways, you've got to think in a game to 11, win by 2, that's going to give Simmons to the edge. It's honestly who can get to the rim and finish is what this is going to come down to.
Yeah, really even matchup here. I'm excited to see how this ends up. Where are you leaning in terms of against the spread pick?
Absolutely Simmons, and I've got Simmons straight up. I am as pro Ben Simmons as it gets in this format because that's what you just saw right there is the reason why. I believe that there is no better basketball player in space. That's a very specific niche, but right now there is nobody out there who is better with the ball in space than Ben Simmons. Now, that does not mean in an actual NBA game, there's 5 players on the court, and you don't get this space more than maybe once a game. And we all know his deficiencies and what happens in the half court. But that's not what's happening here in King of the Hill. This is one-on-one basketball, and Anthony Davis is on an island by himself trying to guard this man. And Anthony Davis can because he's Anthony Davis. But if Ben Simmons is not going to give him any easy buckets like that, we're going to the Elite Eight, my friend.
Yeah, great foul there. We've talked about this repeatedly. Simmons coming in with a head of steam. He's blown by AD with ease a couple times, gotten a few dunks. Tough looks for AD so far. Simmons is making him work for every single one so far. That's easy separation, just kind of blowing past him. We've seen a couple dunks like that already. 6-2 lead early on. Pretty surprising so far.
I will say that first step isn't the fastest first step in the league. I'm thinking of like a Derrick Rose or a Kyrie Irving or even somebody like an Ish Smith. You see them with a first step and you're like, wow, they're blazing. The difference is Ben Simmons is just violent and he gets momentum and there's just no chance. He's almost practically the same height as Anthony Davis is. And if you consider Anthony Davis as center, Ben Simmons is a point guard and they both can do that, go through the legs, make E-space look easy. So the fact that Ben Simmons gives up nothing physically or athletically against Anthony Davis is just a major underrated storyline here, and it's the reason why he's up 7-4.
And we've seen 3 of Anthony Davis's 5 points just come off highly contested jumpers. He's making some tough shots so far, making them work for every single bucket.
Earning every point, which is something Anthony Davis has not had to do in this tournament yet. But he has not ran into somebody of the caliber on defense of Ben Simmons. I got to figure out what these little red emojis mean. There's so many different versions.
Yeah, I think it just related to a specific attribute that he's.
Yeah. Oh, 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 oh! He loves a little turn. Oh, it's pretty.
That's huge.
I love that he kind of baited him there through the legs, right to the one jump shot he does want is the step back from the nail. That's his range. That's where he lives.
Not that there was any doubt about it, but a cover in hands right now at 8 points.
That's a huge block there by Anthony Davis. Simmons has gotten to the rim consistently this matchup. If Davis is going to start meeting him at the rim and force him to hit that little step back fadeaway from the nail, you know what? So be it. He's got to hit 3 more of them if I'm Anthony Davis. But I'm not letting him dunk on me one more time unless he beats me off the dribble like that.
I mean, AD needs to start playing back a little bit more on defense. I mean, he's getting blown by with ease. You got to make Ben Simmons shoot some jumpers like AD just did right there.
He's getting trucked. I mean, he really is. It's a 3-point game, which is a lot in a game of one-on-one, but he just doesn't stand a chance of stopping it. It's ridiculous. And I don't want to hear nothing about this wouldn't happen in real life. This would absolutely happen in real life. I'm going to sit here and make you listen to me say that Ben Simmons at open space is the most dangerous basketball player in the NBA.
Yeah, and I think you can't emphasize enough how different it is in this environment with just 2 players on the court versus 8 other players on the court. So
nobody
it just opens the court way more.
Oh, get off the court! You got Jordan. You got the cup with the baby rock. Get off the court, man. I like the sportsmanship there, but this is the reason why Ben Simmons to me is a problem. No one that size of Ben Simmons should have handles like that or finishing ability. It's hard to find both because we've seen point forwards in the past, but they may struggle at the rim. Let me give you an example real quick. Somebody like a Carmelo Anthony back in his heyday would even bring the ball up, but just can't finish at the rim because he has no verticality.
Right.
Ben Simmons checks all the boxes. And if he ever had a jump shot and would just stop being the joke and the brunt of every meme on the internet, this is the version you would see in a big game.
Just a dominant offensive performance from Ben Simmons. 7 dunks for Simmons in that one. 7 total points for AD. Just lived in the paint. All 11 of his points came in the paint. Really impressive showing from Ben Simmons in this one against one of the best defensive players in the league, and he'll take on the winner of Giannis and Karl-Anthony Towns.